Love is a funny thing, whether on land or in the sea, and the ways it manifests range from endearing to head-scratching. In our beloved underwater world, it is Valentine's Day all year long. In fact, our watery residents are doing a really good job at wooing their loved ones. One of the most remarkable underwater courtships occurs in South Australia's northern Spencer Gulf. These sections of rocky reef provide important breeding grounds for Australia's giant cuttlefish. Every year, hundreds of thousands of giant cuttlefish aggregate in this area to look for potential mating partners. Typically, these grounds would be dominated by strong, big males, and any impressed females would approach these dominant males by drawing in their tentacles to make sure that their interests are known. Upon receiving this signal, the big males would guard the females underneath their body while fighting the other males. They would use brute force to keep other males away. Any other males that wished to mate with these guarded females would have to fight these strong males. However, some smaller males have been known to use some clever tricks to get access to these females. Rather than fighting these big males, some smaller males would change their body color and draw their tentacles in, tricking the big males into thinking that they are impressed females. With such appearance, the big males usually would let these smaller males to slip in underneath them. As far as these big males are concerned, they are now protecting two females. But the reality is, these cross-dressers would be mating with the female right under these big males. An action where they would link their 8 arms and 2 tentacles for head-to-head contact, with the males slipping their sperm packages into the female's mouth and fertilizing her eggs. However, making love in some other animals takes more than cross-dressing. Particularly soft-bodied invertebrates known as flatworms. From birth, flatworms have both male and female sex organs. The male organ is stored in a sac on the right side of the head, while the female port is just above the midpoint on the right side. Because producing offspring requires a lot of energy, being the male is more favorable. And to obtain that male role, 2 flatworms would fight each other. A fight where 2 individuals would try their best to pierce through each other's skin. In an act delicately called penis fencing, these flatworms would try to inseminate each other. But there is nothing delicate about this. Flatworms are known to gauge holes in battles that can last up to an hour. The first to stab becomes the father, while the other bears the responsibility of motherhood. Once the fight is over, the losing flatworm would absorb the winner's sperm, where the loser now plays the female role and must work harder and longer to stay alive. Once both male and female, she is now a mother that has to raise the young and care for the developing eggs, while the winning individual would swim away without any responsibilities. But it is a completely different story with seahorses. The courtship between seahorses includes caressing, changes of color, and entwining tails. A genuine romantic dance that can last up to 8 hours. As a matter of fact, a pair of seahorses would dance every morning to strengthen their bond. They would greet each other as a way to confirm the other partner is still alive, and also to synchronize their reproductive cycles. Typically, the dance would determine the male's reproductive status. If he is ready, he would pump water through his trunk to show that his brood pouch is empty and ready to reproduce. This action allows the female to deposit her eggs into this pouch. The male then fertilizes the eggs inside the pouch. Instead of growing their babies inside a uterus like human mums do, seahorse dads carry their babies in this pouch. While inside the pouch, this caring male would supply nutrients to his developing embryos for about 30 days before giving birth to up to 1,000 babies. However, some underwater mating rituals can get a little more complex than just dancing. The white-spotted pufferfish. The 10-centimeter-long culprit that was responsible for mysterious crop circles of 2 meters wide at the bottom of the ocean that baffled scientists from 1995 to 2013. In order to get the female's attention, a male white-spotted pufferfish must construct a large geometric circle on the sandy bottom of the ocean. Using nothing but pectoral fins, a male of this species would create an intricately patterned circle to impress the females. And to prevent this creation from being washed away by the water currents, the male would work on it for 24 hours a day for a week. Upon completion of this circle, any impressed female would descend to the center of the circle for the male to approach. After mating, the female would lay her eggs at the center of the circle, and the circle will become the nest for the developing eggs. Of all mating rituals happening underwater, Mandarin fish has one of the most beautiful courtships to witness. When sunset approaches, these creatures would come out of their hiding places to perform the ultimate dance of their lives. In a situation like this, a male would get himself busy to look for a dance partner. Upon getting a competition, he would raise his dorsal fin high in the air as a sign of dominance. This display not only woos the females nearby, but also serves as a warning to the other males. And if a female gets impressed by this display, she then would approach the male and rest on the male's pectoral fin. In this manner, the pair would rise together, cheek to cheek, slow dancing in the water. This is one of nature's most enchanting mating ritual. At the peak of their rise, the couple would release a cloud of eggs and sperm at the same time, leaving the eggs to be fertilized in the water column. The current will then carry their spawn down to the reef, where their tiny, cheeky dancers will hatch.